it's CC, and today I wanted to go over something I just recently hauled for you, the Tarte TSV, Good For You Glamour. And this is not the first time that I've used most of any of the products that were in here, let alone, you know, the formulas and past products from Tarte. And it's a kit that I really enjoy, so I thought I would kind of show me putting it on. Again, it was the Tarte Good For You Glamour kit, and in my haul I showed all the pieces. But here we are, the Ladies Night palette. It's a dark purple snakeskin round palette with a big mirror. And we have a blush in the center, a bronzer, a highlight, and 6 shadows. And we have the mauve shade and the cream shade and the deep brown shade are your mattes. And then these 3 will be your shimmers. And I already have these on my eyes. I primed and then I powdered. And I have the mauve shade in my crease. On my lid, I have the more of the rustier shade, which is right next to the mauve. On the outer half, I have the more berry shade, which there's not much of a difference once they're blended together. Inner corner, I'm using the highlight. And as a liner on top and bottom lashes, I'm using the brown shade. And over the brown on the bottom is the mauve. So that's what I've got on so far. I think the brown works well for a liner. I always use a brush, well, this brush. It's from Smashbox, and it's actually a brow brush, but it's nice and stiff and angled, and I think it works really well. The kit also came with, what did it come with? The Lights Camera Lashes mascara from Tarte, but I will tell you that I did not use that. I'm using the Gifted mascara from Tarte currently because that's what I have open. It also came with this brush and an eyeshadow brush, which I haven't really dug out the eyeshadow brush yet, but I could have. It's a good brush because I have a similar one in another kit. This is the brush that it came with for the foundation, and honestly, I think I prefer the Beauty Blender much more than this brush. I like the brush. It feels good. It feels good quality. I'm going to do half of my face with each, but I prefer a Beauty Blender. I think I just get the coverage I want more with a Beauty Blender. And this is the Clay Stick Foundation. So that's just one coat. I'm going to look in the mirror right here. Yeah, I see, I just used it on that. But when I look at my face close in the mirror with the Beauty Blender, I see that it kind of goes into my skin really nicely. But when I look on the other side without the Beauty Blender, I see that it kind of lays there. It shows pores, it shows dry patches, it kind of shows everything. So I do much prefer the Beauty Blender for application. My color is light, it's called light beige. I go between fair and light shades in Tarte. Sometimes fair is a little, this one looked really light for me. And I don't mind that. I'm like right in between fair and light, but I'm usually not like a fairly light shade. I'm usually more fair, but I chose a slightly darker color. And it is a good match. I don't think there's a problem with that. If you'll see this highlight in my inner corner, it is really popping. It's a strong highlight, which is kind of unusual for Tarte. And it's very soft and creamy too. So just kind of something to keep in mind there. This kit didn't come with, so this is something I'm using up, the YSL Touchy Clot. And I like to use that with a Beauty Blender under my eyes as well. And just blend in. That's really all I use there. I have a couple spots I'll use regular concealer for. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I believe it's the lightest shade they have, 1N Extra Light Neutral. It's pretty yellow, which is another reason I go a little bit deeper on the foundation. I'm just going to add just a little bit more so it blends in. My powder of choice is probably going to look a little crazy because there's a lot in the lid right now, and it is from It Cosmetics. It's the Bye Bye Porous powder. Let's see, I love to really blend. really blend. Alright, I'll stop. It's a pretty mattifying powder. Which currently I still get oily in my T-zone. Once the winter hits, I usually don't. We'll see what happens this year. I don't feel like I really need to set that Touche clot. I think it works well on its own. And the bronzer. Whoa! Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that to happen, obviously. I'm gonna grab this Josie Maran brush for my bronzer. I think it'll fit nicely in there. It's a double-sided. Gonna tap that off. And with that, I just kind of, I can even like sculpt a little bit in here if I wanted to, which I did nothing really with bronzing or sculpting all summer long, so I'm kind of, you know, don't do that as much. I'm hoping the color's okay on this. A lot just changed when that fell. And then for the blush, I'll be using that shade in the middle there. This is called the Girls Night Out palette, and that's Glammed. I think. I can't really see it. I use that half of the brush. I love the Amazonian clay blushes. And I know some of them are made in China, some of them are, you know, but really, in most cases, I find they're all really good, honestly. So I use the other side of the, well, maybe that'll work. And then currently on my lips, I have the one side of the glossy lipstick that came in here. I'm wearing the gloss just for moisturization. So it's a light shade on my lips. Feels good. Just adds a little bit of something, of color. And then the lipstick. Gives a little more color, and it's very natural. I think it looks a little more intense on the camera than it does in person, but it's very natural, very cute, and I think the whole look goes together. I didn't complete my brows yet, but that's about where we are with them. And I see I have some hair sticking up there. But that's good, the completed look, and you know, all the products, I used all the products from the palette. The only thing that I did not use was the gold shade, and I have used it. I used it yesterday, I think. And that would, you know, that would look real pretty in the center of the lid. I'm just, for some reason, not in the mood for that today. So that's the look with this. I think the only thing that I don't have a complete formed opinion on is that foundation. I like it much better with the Beauty Blender, and I think it works well that way. I think, yeah, I will say that because I've used it a few times like that and a few times with the brush. I don't like how it applies with the brush. I kind of see it sitting on top of my skin. I see like pores. I see weird, you know, weird dry patches that I never see. But as soon as I use the Beauty Blender on it, and I might end up still half face, you know, with that today because I didn't completely use the Beauty Blender. I could definitely tell the difference with it. I prefer the Beauty Blender as to the brush, but I do think the brush is good. I think it's very soft. It you know, blends makeup in. It works well. I just don't like the foundation on my skin using a brush. I much prefer Beauty Blender in pretty much any circumstance. Their blushes always wear really well on me. That highlighter is really incredible from Tarte. As far as a Tarte highlighter, I would say that is the best one that I've ever seen. I may not have, you know, tried all of them, but that is definitely the best Tarte highlighter I've ever seen. The bronzer's nice. I don't think it's anything special. The eyeshadows are really good. Really, really good. They wear well. They blend well. They apply well. As you know, that I never swatch, so I don't know if they swatch well or not, but I can still tell the consistencies. And I would say this brown probably doesn't swatch well. The white probably doesn't swatch well, or the cream color. I don't even know if the other ones do. One thing I wanted to say is the mauve shade turns a little orangey on me, which I don't mind. I think it looks good. But it doesn't stay as mauvey as it is in the pan. This shade is definitely rushed on me. And this shade is berry, but when you have the two on together, as I do today, they kind of blend into each other, which you kind of want, you know. You don't need them to look that different. And they do, you know, they look close in the pan, but they're definitely two different tones. I think that's it. The mascara I love. So, Lights, Camera, Lashes, love that mascara. It is definitely my all-time favorite mascara. I don't know if you have any other questions, especially about the foundation or the palette, you know, let me know. Oh, the lip product, definitely one of my favorites. I said that in the Ulta sale catalog, definitely one of my favorites. That was the color that I wanted to pick up, and since it was available in the TSV, here I come. So thanks, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and, you know, subscribe.